y'all doing? Welcome to June. I think it's the 8th, 2022. According to the Gregorian calendar. I guess that's the one that most people use. It's a balmy 90 something out right now. It's just a little past 11 o'clock. The AM. I should know that it's AM because, the sun is out, but that might be changing soon. Who knows? Maybe the clocks will get reversed. I think we should talk about forging relationships and how fake the internet is, and how what it's done to intrapersonal and interpersonal relationships, as well as the dating scene. Very interestingly, somebody had posted a question that I thought it was a little funny, but after I kind of considered it, I was like, And the question was simply, is dating pretty much over with? Like, does dating exist anymore? In the way that maybe even 10 years ago people perceived it. Certainly whatever's happened in the past 3 years with the thing that's going on, right? Hopefully that's done, but we'll see if they try that game again. That's changed the dynamic of things. But more so, I want to talk about the social implications, the relationship implications due to the internet, and how fake the internet is just across the board in general. I watched a this short little documentary a little while ago. It was basically, I think the title might have been "The Internet is Fake." So hopefully I'm not stealing that title. It's not what I was trying to do, but that was the gist of it. Just talking about the early days and the wild west of the internet. What you'd have is a magnificent number of websites, and Google's algorithms were pretty much wide open to find you what you were really looking for, and it was an adventure. And there was a lot of people using the internet. Humans. Literal humans. Like here. Me, you. Now it has devolved to the point, and I'm giving a synopsis of this. It's devolved to the point where how many sites, let's do this, how many sites do you go to that aren't controlled by a larger conglomerate company? And then furthermore, how many sites are you even going to? Everything is one-stop shopping. You go to Amazon, you go to, for your stuff. You go to get delivery. You go to Walmart for this. You go to, everything's been homogenized. You go to certain sites for information. There's no longer like multiple sites for information. It's all, you can go to a bunch of different small websites, and all they've done is piggybacked and taken the Associated Press's information and put it onto their silly little page, making them redundant at best and meaningless at worst. Now, when you further this concept into who's using the internet for what, go to your social media outlets and anything else. How many product reviews are actually humans? How many ever real? How many real interactions are you having with any human beings? Reddit, Instagram, your Facebooks, whatever. How many are not just trolls? How many are not just trolling? Everyone essentially is. They don't have a picture. They're not 8-year-old. They're not 80 years old. They're not a male. They're not a female. They're a blank nothing. That even if they're being, they're saying typing, that doesn't have anything to do with reality. It doesn't have anything, like, they could just be trolling, looking for a response, not what they really think or feel. They could be making money off of it. It could just be a computer robot. Or it could just be your run-of-the-mill stupid asshole that you don't want to talk to anyways. It's like, what percentage of the internet is real anymore? It's been homogenized to the point of conformity and idiocy. And what has that done to dating and relationships? When you add to the top of that I mean, if you don't see Huxley's Brave New World wrapped up in this, if you don't see, you know, Orwellian nonsense, if you don't see that, you must have never read the book. You don't even understand the concepts. I just watched a video today. Your girl or whatever the thing is, the thing that looks like the Chicago um, mayor or whatever, the Beetlejuice looking thing. She's like, oh, we're gonna be we want to make sure we give the people the tools because due to crime rates and this and that, we want to make sure everybody can get a security camera and this and that, and we're gonna give $1,000 away to people to get their house so they can have. Like, do you even see what they're doing? Like, you don't even notice they're making you pay, but by proxy, they're that's tax money. So you're paying for your neighbors to get to basically put themselves into a police state. I mean, I'm not for or against the whole concept of video and everything. I don't, whatever. That's a whole nother concept. But so now, okay, let's get back to this. What the internet has done, and what this last 2-3 years of mm, people being sick, not sick, whatever, and how that's molded the way that we even think about attempting to have any type of relationship. Mm-hmm. Yeah, boy. White chocolate mocha. That's what's up. Or coffee. Um, is anybody here? Hello, if anybody is here. Sorry if I see your comments. Let's start with the first part of it. Like, and this is not, dating myself, like in the sense that, oh, you're older, you're not going to go out on dates. No, it's not that, because this is across the board for even the younger generations too, that I've had little bits of little bits and pieces of conversation with. There is going to be no fully formed and developed forging of relationships or bonds with people. Because everything has become so trivial. Everything has become so empty, purposeless, that it's so fake and phony on the internet that by proxy, and I know I've used that word a couple times, but the people that you'll meet through the internet, you don't know who the fuck they are. Like, so even though I might know someone off the internet, like typing, meeting them in person is a billion times different. They could be nothing like I would make an assumption of them to be. Energetically, character-wise, blah blah blah. The internet is really like, you don't. Nobody just goes out and goes on a date anymore. Like, you have to like vet people through nonsense. Like, you have to vet people through Facebook and other things, like places that you don't even like the people on Facebook, but you want them to qualify whether or not you're going to go out on a date with somebody. It's mind-numbing sometimes. Like, is there any capacity in the future for intimate, real depth, full of, like, there's real life there? I mean, everything is completely so artificial, so superficial, so plastic, so what is left to the last, what the gorillas say, the last living souls. Oh, we got some people preaching over here. Oh, nice. He's screaming. He's screaming about women not being God and the Jews and something. I don't know. This is good. It's a little early for it. I mean, it's only noon, so I don't know if noon on a Wednesday. We could wait. We could wait, bro. I mean, see, I would accept that. That right there, I would accept 1,000 times over um, internet regurgitation and babble. Hold on, I'm studying this bee to see if he's. Well, get out of here, guy. Be back. Oh shit! Don't be playing these games, motherfucker. Fuck up off my shit. Okay, come on, guy. Okay. Anyway, so I'd much prefer something like this because it's. I don't care if he's been overtaken by a demon or a spirit or something, or it's just him. But it's organic. It's natural. It's something that's occurring that um, it's not manufactured. Like yeah, it comes through a bunch of energy portals and his life upbringings and his religions and things. But it's his, right? Where the internet, it's so convoluted. It's so built up into marketing to sell somebody a product, to sell somebody something, an idea. Because as soon as that idea starts to fester, it will manifest into something in your life. So any site you go to, if it's free, it's not free. Who's that for? Is that for you or is that for them? It's I mean, what do they always talk about? The future is in information technology and data, and what they're trying to do is compress data into finer and finer points to be able to predict and navigate things. And in one way, this is very positive for humanity. In another, it gets into every one of those dystopian movies about robots doing the wrong thing and taking over, and there's always that, and there's always the monstrosities of people behind it that try to micromanage and control everything, which is obviously another terrible part of that. But when I say they're trying to take a set of data points. So growing up, here's the data points you had on your friends and neighbors, your relationship with them. You had an intimate discourse. You had a feeling and energy that was going on. Plus, oh, hey, what do they do for a living? They're a painter. They do this. Da-da-da. So you have these data points. And now what they've done is the data points are being harvested on a regular basis. As soon as you take your card and go to that grocery store, that's a data point filled in. You went at this time, you bought this much, this is how much you spent, this is how much you made. This is the websites you went to at this hour. This is when you were horny. This is when you were trying to buy something. Down to a T, like to the point that it has dehumanized you. It's turned you in a robotic loop. I was just revisiting the third season of Westworld, which was pretty interesting because of the dynamic it took from the first two seasons. And one of the major points was what I'm talking about here. I highly suggest it. I think I was on episode 5. I mean, I've watched it all, but the season 4 is coming out. This is why I'm rewatching it. But like, at what point? At what point do you lose whatever it is to have this human experience, which seems to be experiential and creative and explorative and non-looping. But what they show is these people get into such the trappings of the things that they've normalized as human behaviors, even though they're nothing like human behaviors, that they loop into cycles so perfectly that the prediction of things occurring is almost instantaneous with a computer. It can predict the future down to right. So where how did they free these people from that loop? Well, that was, I'm not going to give it away if you haven't seen it, but the point again is how far have we, how far are we moved from any type of orgasmic relation that has any depth to it with other human beings, and you can attempt to, but most people are like, they don't want to go that deep. Most people don't want to talk about more than fucking where they went to eat brunch on Sunday and where they got their shoes at. It's this idea that all of the thinking has been done by the professionals. Oh, well, I don't need to think about that. The professional's done it. The doctor knows. Well, in fact, the doctor might not only be wrong, but might be lying to you for money. Oh, the teachers, well, they've been educated. They'll just give me the information. I just go to the internet for that. I don't have to think about why. And isn't that a major aspect of humans to have? I think this is one of the things that we have an ability in our memories to have reflection onto things, so we can make assessments of things to adjust and do new and experience differently. We have that. We have ability to reflect on things. Do you think animals are? I think that's one of the things, one of the qualities of humans that I don't think animals have that. They do have instinctually, if this person that smells and looks like this beats me, don't go there. If this person feeds me nice, go there. They have that. But I'm talking about like complex reflection onto anything. Maybe how a business looks, maybe a relationship you have, maybe how a car works, maybe how to create and design something. And once you get rid of that and let everybody else do the thinking, what more are you? What worth do you really have? You are worthless. If you can't critically explore ideas of the future, or conceive of how the past exists and alter parts of creation, you are literally worthless. You are no better than a stone, a brick in the wall, that kind of thing. Because all you're doing is going, well, like I could have a robot do what you're doing. Just follow the linear path in the order that has been predisposed, pre-described to you already. So just do that. Well, welcome. Oh no, Sue's here. If you don't know, this is Zen. That is you over there. And I was going to get a bagel at my favorite new place in the world, and somebody had misposted the hours online, and they're closed on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, which is great because at least they're open on Mondays, because nothing in New Orleans is open on Mondays. But I thought it said they were closed on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so I started walking over there, and alas, I'm stuck on this bench with the coffee. It works out because I don't really like eating breakfast. If anybody doesn't know that about me, I try to eat one meal a day at sundown, not for any other reason, but I feel better. It keeps me healthier. I don't know. I don't spend that much money too often, you know. It has nothing to do with like having the resources to do it. It's just I feel better not having a big heavy breakfast in me. But these bagels are so good that I probably will go there way too often. And instead of getting a beer gut like people, I'll get a bagel gut. So let's see, would you guys want to dig into this computer, how computers are disrupting, or, I mean, obviously it's a hodgepodge, who knows, good, bad, and different, but there is certainly between these computing devices and the higher forms of technology and these tools, and the simple concept that tools are supposed to be the freeing of humanity, so that it takes care of mundane tasks for us, so that we can be creative, make music, make love, do all of those things. Yet it is the thing that is enslaving people to be stuck to that. So we give you a computer to make you easy cash, to do this, to do that, to take care of the simple things. We make these machines that are going to be in stores, so you don't have to. Did you want to stand in line and serve food at McDonald's? No, I didn't think so. Do you want to go to McDonald's and have that made and not have somebody screw it up? Yeah, you do. So as these robots go into all of these stores and take over these technologies, these tools, that's supposed to give us the time and space to go do all of the other things. We're supposed to go to the beach and get sunshine. We're supposed to eat all of the healthy foods. We're supposed to go make love and play. We're supposed to go play things, learn an instrument, create some art. That's what it's supposed to do. Yet there's more and more people that are stuck to it. They're like, they get sucked into the computer in a million ways. That is, hey, now if that's your outlet for creativity, that you can do something, you can use it to write, you can draw on it, yeah, that's great, go for it. But there's way too many people that are stuck into the looping of the masculine left brain linear path of reality of they just need what I feel like they're doing is they're over sharpening a sword. See, if you try to perfect something too much, you'll end up destroying it. You have to know when to leave good enough alone. You can't keep sharpening a sword. You can't. There will be a point where technology will become too much, and we'll get every step we take will be instructed and controlled by technology to the point where is the possibility of a new thing, and you won't have it unless you just jump into a secondary matrix. Maybe we're already in one. Maybe we're in the 6th version, and this is now the 7th version, and then we're just deeper and deeper into sleep. Or maybe people are going the other direction and waking up and becoming out of dreams into separate realities. Hey, who knows? I just do see technology becoming too much of a crutch for humanity. It's supposed to be doing something else for us. Hopefully it'll get there. I'm as much as you might think otherwise. I'm all for an idea of a one world government. Imagine that, but not in the way that people are laying it out in front of you. I don't think there should be borders. I think I think there should be borders to a degree, but I mean, shit, how many borders are there? There's borders to your cities. There's borders to your states. There's borders to your towns, your country. Like, I just think they need to be a little, it's one landmass. Where are you going to tell me my landmass that I live stops at? I mean, if you're of the earth and you're there's apparently there it is, right? And there needs to be less government for everyone, but more like it. Let me just put it this way: the freeing of humanity is a social and economic thing, and the economic thing means that once the people let's say in charge, I guess, the TPBs or whatever, powers that be, they unleash the free energy and allow people to have access to the simple things, the Maslow's hierarchy. As soon as you give people clean water, give them food, you give them place to live, you give them the standards of living, the things that we worry about, crime and poverty creates crime. You're not just robbing someone because it's fun. You're robbing someone because you need it. There's a requirement. Some people rob out of like basic necessities. Others, maybe a little more, but that goes away. Like once you start to free up society and give them the power themselves to accomplish something, then they're gonna be worried about their own business, not everybody else's shit, because they're not gonna need everybody else's shit. They'd work together to create things. It's a natural outpouring of giving everyone enough. What's that, yeah? Dead internet theory. Yeah. That, I think that's it, man. Yeah, I was just riffing off that little ways. It is a wasteland, and I've always considered. I think there's layers and layers and layers to the internet, obviously, but like if there's World Wide Web 1, and there's 2, 3, 4, but there could be 100 of those. And we wake up tomorrow and one person has control. They just hit button number 2. It eliminates what you thought the internet was, all the way back to the beginning. And now you have your second set of internet, which is, I think, more in control of those types of psychological mandala effects, where like you can't find it on the internet more because they just deleted it. Oh well, it can't be done. You can't do. Yes, it can be. It's like remember when the beginning of blockchain and all that came out, and they're like, oh, there's no way, this is so secure, nobody can ever, and then all of a sudden 5 years into it, people are like, oh, my shit got hacked, my this and that, and oh no, they screwed up the blockchain, and da. Like, you can't be, just because someone sells you something on the idea that it can't be, every lock can be unlocked. It can all be hacked and all be picked. So the security of it is nonsense. And to think that you can't, if you can delete, like, you're not going to use the Wayback Machine for the internet that the Wayback Machine was on, when all you did was just flip it over behind another firewall and destroy the one to begin with. It'd be akin to saying, here's the society we live on, and all of these houses and things, they're all here. This is internet number one. Now I go ahead and I build a roof over this, and above this I put the exact same, there's a pizza shop, I put that there, but I change a few things and I put that above that. And then I put everyone up onto that one, and here I just burn it and melt it and just cover this up, and this is all gone. So where did that internet go? It's still there, but it's so fragmented into pieces you can't rebuild it. It's done. You're on that now. You're on internet number 2. You could do that infinitely. And to say that they didn't already have that, I mean, come on, we're already living on other societies. We just don't know it. And are they melted? To a degree, but I'm talking about, like, how simple would it be if you can destroy a house, if you can destroy a car, if you can destroy a computer, if you can burn down a tree. If I burn this tree down, that tree ceases to exist. You can do the same thing with the internet. And for people saying you can't, you're stupid. How up, Colin? Yeah, hey, I'm one that I applaud it, because as much as I like information, and I'm very much into learning and comprehending and understanding things, it's so much easier than, what am I gonna fucking, like, I wouldn't know a tenth of what I know today. A tenth. And I wouldn't be able to teach it, which means I wouldn't be able to put a firm foundation of what I know, and you do that by teaching. I wouldn't have learned, I'm talking like, 95% of what I know? I mean, how easily is it for me to just, I could be sitting here right now, access any video I want, any piece of information, literature, movies, and on top of that, you get people that can condense that shit for you. So instead of me reading the Divine Iliad, I have somebody give me a breakdown of the book. Now I know it. I've captured it. I understand it. And all I had to do was listen to 10 minutes on the internet, and I have a good, firm foundation of understanding of that book. Or might I spend a week trying to find it, ordering it online, and what am I going to buy a book online and wait for Amazon to deliver it? Do you know how much money I spent in books when I was younger? I'm talking like $10 to $25 a book, and I had bookshelves. And to come across those, spend the money, and then actually read them, when now I can just, for the internet, basically free, and get online and have somebody read that book to me or surmise it. I mean, I'm not complaining. The internet was only supposed to happen. It was only an outpouring of what humanity was doing anyways. I don't find it as the worst thing. I'll tell you the worst thing: shoes, toilets. Those two right there. If we designed shoes properly, if we designed toilets properly, those two things would change the trajectory of how the internet's used. So you'd laugh at that because you can't see it. I'll tell you exactly how it works, because our brains would function differently. Your gait would be different. How your spine and your neurological system is connected directly to whether your feet are touching the ground, and how you walk. And it's all the kind of information that you'd be provided with on a daily basis would be in direct correlation to where your feet are touching the earth at. You'd have to look where you're walking. You couldn't just walk around with your stupid ass shoes on. You put a noose around your neck, go to work with a tie on. See, get rid of those things, it changes how the computer looks. It changes the function of the computer. Let's look at something simple. You see your stupid fucking keyboard that you're using? It's all square like this. Why? I remember growing up when they gave the new kind of keyboards that they turned this thing and they offset it, so it was naturally, it was it was um it was more or if you put your hands like this, isn't that where the key should be? Why would you do this weird thing with your elbows and all this shit? It's not ergonomic. So they made these ergonomic keyboards. Where are they today? Why isn't everybody using those? When I used those, it was so much more comfortable. I could type faster. But we don't care about that because they were a little more difficult to make. They didn't take over the market like they should have, and they were a little clumsy and cumbersome. Then there's even ones that you could type this like this. You could type this way, and you could fold it in half. You can still find them. They're still out there. But why isn't that everywhere? That right there alone, we could cause all sorts of we could fix all sorts of problems with people's posture, the way that they're sitting when they're doing something. They're not going to have any problems with carpal tunnel anymore because they're not putting their hands in stupid positions. I mean, the amount of things, bicycles. You know how stupid bicycles are? Yeah, put a fucking seat right where my testicles and my taint are. That's going to put so much pressure on that area that I'm going to have to go see a butthole doctor. And they're going to tell me I have cancer. Why? Because I was putting pressure on that my entire life by sitting on a fucking bicycle, which is uncomfortable to begin with. And unergonomic because the way my back is hunched over. Stupid shit. Why is it there? Why? Because it was simple, easy to make, it was already done, and nobody changed it over, saying, hey, this is actually going to be helpful. And everybody's like, well, the doctors are like, well, that just made a business out. You're giving me clientele. The more that bike doesn't work, the more the asshole doctor's there, right? The more your feet don't work, the more you got to buy new shoes, the more you got to go see a podiatrist, the more you got to, you see, it's the movie The Fifth Element. The more you go and cause any problem, the more things have to, there's more industry that's built out of a problem. If you give a solution, you get rid of industry, you get rid of corporations. Once you fix something, it doesn't need to be fixed anymore, you see? So anybody's out here thinking that any of these corporations are interested in fixing problems, they're not. Anyways. Who's this here? Cindy Avery, TV is the worst? I don't agree with that at all. No. TV is another one of the tools and technology, just like the internet now. That the internet came out of what a TV was. So it went from a black screen to a two-faced mirror, which it became more of interactive magic rather than a one-directional magic. Television is perfectly fine, given that the people that are making divisions, making the data, making the artistry, are doing it in a way that they're giving you quality information. They'll give you Easter eggs, they'll give you a journey, an adventure, and they'll give you clues and symbolism. Television is perfectly fine. Do people watch it too much, and are people watching it aimlessly, blindly? Yes. But as a totality, I do not have as much trouble with television. Because I don't have an addiction to it, and whenever I watch it, I'm watching it for a purpose. Whenever I use the computer, hey, sure, some days I'm just sitting there scrolling through, looking for the answers to the universe that I know I'm not going to find. Like, oh, one day I just find the one answer. Here it is. Television is not up there for me. No. Television, again, and computers, again, are a result of a dysfunction we have at the root of our system, which is our feet. And then even sitting on a bench like this, not the best thing. Like this bench, they could design it better. Why don't they? Because they don't want bums sleeping on it. So there's like a bar here in the middle, and there's this over here. Right. So it's not conducive to if I'm 5'5", this bench is way different than if I'm 6'5". And apparently, people come in all different shapes and sizes. You could do something about making this more ergonomically sound. But because they give us these standard things, they screw things up. these simple things that are in our physical reality that we're using on a day-to-day basis. Power tools. You know how many power tools injure people because they're made for right-handed people and not left-handed. But then again, maybe we should have maybe all tools should be left-handed. Maybe they should have left us alone when we were using a left hand in grade school when growing up in the 50s, instead of beating it out of us because they said the left hand was of the devil. Why? Because they're a patriarchy and hated the woman. They hated creativity. Succession? No, I haven't. I have to check it out. I've been looking for something new to watch. I'm getting geared up for season 4 of Westworld, and um, I've been watching some, a bunch of really good comedies just came out. Stand-up comedies, not comedy shows. I don't know what. There's not too many comedy shows that I like, honestly. I like stand-up. I mean, comedy shows just seem so overdone these days. Like, in the sense that, what more kind of premises of jokes are you gonna line up that you're gonna act out and do on a? Like, we've already gone to the point where we had Mad TV, which is the exploration of insanity levels of like bizarre types of constructs of humor. And then we had whatever the kids are doing online these days with memes that I can't understand. Just disconnected from the comedy these days, man. No, everybody was jacking that thing off though, huh? And I was like, oh my god, Top Gun. Oh, I'm like, well, the first one was a love story between some gay dudes, right? I mean, isn't that the story? Anybody look that up? Check it out. Oh, hi, little birdie, butterfly. I mean, that is your boy Tom Cruise and Iceman, aren't they like? Wasn't the whole thing about them being gay lovers or something? I'm pretty sure you can look that up. I mean, not there's anything wrong with that. I just, I don't get it. It wasn't that good of a movie to begin with. Just for whatever reason, they made Tom Cruise like Hollywood heartthrob or something. He was like the movie star of movie stars. Um, I never got it. I mean that's always the thing too about Hollywood that really is it's bizarro world to me. Because you look at a screen and you assume someone to be. You just make an assessment like, okay, you're normal size, but when you meet these people in Hollywood and they're all wearing like high heels and they're all midgets. I don't know. I hang out with plenty of people that are way shorter than me. It's just a weird thing. It's like, why is that person? You put them on the screen, you make them look. You put all this prosthetics on them, make them mad bigger than they are. Then people have this. They idolize that person, and I'm like, that's not even what the fuck they look like. What do you, like, if you're a good actor, you're a good actor. I appreciate good actors. I just don't like the idea that they take women and then turn them into like they're beating up 250-pound bodybuilders, and that's not happening in real life. You're not taking 5'4" Tom Cruise and putting him against a 6'3" bodybuilding machine that knows Taekwondo. He's not winning that. I don't like the over the top. Like, no, that's not happening. I don't like that. I need something a little more tangible and real. I don't mind the explosions and the big movies, and yeah, I get it. But that can't be all of Hollywood. Colin, it's just entertainment, bro. It's an escape. Ah, it should be so. I wish it were. I mean, I agree with what you're saying. Like, of course, if we use it as entertainment, but it has become a function of directing society. Why do you think they're called role models. Like, you know what I mean? Like, these people they're playing roles and they're models. So they're role models for people. And they use them to, I want to be like that personality. I want to dress like that. And they become these eidolon worship. They're stars that are pulled down on this guy, put right there. And it's not even really what they are. They're just like a fake, everything that glitters isn't gold. They're just like, do you really want to be like that? And no one acts like that. No one can do that. That's not what you want to be like. So it'd be nice if it was entertainment and it was theater. Theater, I don't go to theater because it's out of my budget, and I don't have enough nice clothes to go. But theater to me, fantastic, because you go in there knowing damn well that everything being put on stage is a play, and that's what you get. But once you start doing the TVs and the movies, people have become so sucked into that. I'm like, do you think that person is anything like their character they're playing? Sometimes like you have like Vince Vaughn. Yeah, that's him. You have these certain people that are like, that's them. They're not typecast. They're not even acting. They're just good at what they do. And you can, you know what, you want to idolize those comedians or people that have that kind of role, go for it. For the rest of them, fuck them. What, Escape LA? Was that the second one? Escape from LA? End of the World movie? Yeah, did you see the Dune Top Gun though? Because you asked. Is that Colin? Sorry, there's a glare on the screen. Yeah, I did not. Is it worth it? I mean, I haven't been to the movies in a long, long time, so I don't know. I wouldn't go to theater unless it was like theater worthy. I want to see the Michael Bay kind of shit. I want to see that on a big screen with the THX full immersion sound. I like that, but most everything, I'm just gonna wait till it comes out in my little mini television. Oh, did you guys see my new jewels? Isn't that fucking awesome? Did I show you the other day? This bitch. I got this one too. Yeah, good days. New jewels, rocking and rolling. Let's see what we're looking at here time wise. It's noon, and I think I might have to run home because I forgot my. It was as good as a sequel can be. Well, it's not just CGI everything. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's not too much of that going on, huh? Like where it's you get a depth, going back to the beginning of this talk, the depth of character and the whole relationship thing. I don't know. That's it. Even movies, I don't think they can do that anymore. You can't build it up enough something in a movie, so you go to making a series, and then you make the series, but then you want to make that money, so then you eat off of extending a story out to 3 seasons that should have only been maybe 2, maybe 1. I think 2 seasons is enough of anything, unless it's really really unique and it has a few layers to the story. But most you want long enough to develop the characters so you can get into that, and then the other shits that are out here like, oh, we're gonna do like 8 seasons. I'm like, really? We do something new here? Oh, is Tom Cruise doing his own stunts again? I don't know. I kind of don't believe it. I think he does his own stunts to the same degree as Steven Seagal is a black belt kung fu artist. To me, he comes across as a try hard, and closer to Steven Seagal than an actual action star. Here's how much. So Tom Cruise has in movies he gets to beat up dudes that are seriously way out of his weight class, out of his league. Now Joe Rogan is probably about the same height as that dude, maybe a little thicker, but about the same height. And if Joe lost a couple and Tom put on a couple, I want to see that fight happen. You know why? Because Tom Cruise wouldn't last 3 seconds. It'd be over before it even started. So, which to me makes it so unbelievable that they put him in movies where he's like kung fu ass kicking Dolph Lundgren, you know? Who is this here? What's going on, yo? I'm just considering going back to my house to grab my charger. And also because it's about 93 out and I need to find myself another location to do the show anyways because the sun is kicking through these trees. What's up, Matthew? As you see me, I can't really tell because the glare as now it's kicking through these terrific trees. Oh yeah, that would be. Yeah, he eats way too much elk meat, too many drugs. He's too amped up. He's got too much testosterone in him. He's definitely he's definitely altered his body and brain and shit in many ways over the years. I would no that no Joe Rogan would be a scary motherfucker to fight. He's one of the only people that it would be way shorter than me that I would be like no, I don't think nope. I wouldn't have an advantage in that fight. Good up, Griff. Oh, see the Jack Reacher character. I didn't know who that was supposed to be. And see now that movie, to me, the fact now that I know that sounds really weird. I didn't mind it so much. He just played the same Mission Impossible shit he did in everyone. You know, like that's his thing, Mission Impossible. Are you on day 8? What does your fast consist of? Are you doing piss? You doing water? You doing juice? Liquids? I think today I'll start a liquid fast because I was gonna get breakfast and that got removed from my daily adventure. And I figured I ate a bunch of crap over the weekend. Oh, and thank you everybody that came through and put some ducats in my hand for my birthday. You guys got me lots of trinkets and treats and stuff. And if anybody missed it and you want to, you guys missed out. I just flipped into 43, I guess. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, or just because you want to, you missed it, whatever. You feel like a little belated happy birthday gift. You know how to do it. Oh, you're down water and piss? Ah, yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I'll probably do. I'm definitely getting back on the piss just because I haven't been. It's been so infrequently, but now I'm feeling a desire to. Um, oh, the other part I was going to get into here before I go back to the data point thing. Um, I wanted to get into fad diets, and because this is such a big thing, it's always kind of been, but it's especially prominent these days. Everybody's got their slick little diet program to sell you. You got the microbiotic, you got the probiotic, you got now the completely carnivore diet for these idiots. You got the raw ones, you got the vegan things, you got the veggie head things, you got. I mean, I'm saying though, that it's now I'm reading now. There's one that because this person dropped out of using certain plants, certain green plants that but now she has all this energy because she went to eating almost strictly meat. And let me just across the board say this: if you do something with a happy heart, you'll probably be feeling better about it. If you change your actions because you aren't feeling well, you're probably going to feel better about it. When it comes to changing the consumption of to meats, because you gotta have people that go, I used to be a vegan, now I'm a carnivore. Like, okay, why are you just jumping to the other realm? Why not? What about fruitarians? Oh no, fruitarians can't exist. There's too much sugar. See, it's all fucking stupid. The point is, if you're eating too much kale and you're eating greens and you're not eating other things, and then you just switch and you get rid of the overabundance of fiber, and you start putting in, the chemicals from the meat and the blood from the meats, and you're probably going to feel much better. And then, but here's the thing: is they went and throw chocolate and potatoes under the bus. I'm like, okay, well, chocolate and potatoes have nothing to do with green leafy veggies. No, but there is a common scientific bond to one chemical that is in it. I'm like, you can't explain the whole thing to anybody because it's too simple. Nature is complex, so you don't have to be. You shouldn't be eating collard greens and kale and rhubarb every day. It's ridiculous. But to say that you can't survive on sweet potatoes and butter is wrong. And the amount of nutrition and how good a sweet potato is for your pancreas, how good it is for cleansing the blood. I mean, you can't deny these things. You can't deny that there are people that are vegetarians that live to 90, 100 years old. Go look at a big portion of India. You can't deny that there are meat-eating cultures that live to 80, 90, 100 years old. It just there's so many other things that go into it, into what your deity is. And when people try to break it down to some scientific methodology, like, just don't worry. Next month the same person will be telling me about a different chemical they just found, and they'll have a story to tell about that. I mean, these people continue. What are they going to do? Do they just stop their website and restart a new one? Now we're marketing this to you. We got superfoods. Are superfoods not super anymore? I had this other person pushing on me that pineapples are the worst food ever. Pineapples. Yep, pineapples no good. So now I got pineapples are no good. Chocolate's no good. Spinach is no good. Sweet potatoes are no good because those are tubers. You can't have nuts because those are nuts or legumes for that matter. You can't have any nightshades, so you can't have tomatoes. I mean, you can't have garlic or onion because that will cause heating up and disturbance of the body. I'm like, okay, if I took everyone's philosophies and theories, there would be literally nothing that I could eat. But if I just drink piss, they'd be like, oh, that's definitely not any good for you. and hold on, I also drink alcohol. No one wants alcohol, so I drink piss and alcohol. And I'm gonna just go out on a limb and say, I think I'm as healthy as any of those motherfuckers. My brain definitely works better. You know? You're gonna tell me my diet for the last 8 years, almost exclusively alcohol and urine and fruit juice? I don't know. Even fried foods, yeah, fried potatoes, pork chops, sea bass, bottom feeders, shrimp, lobster. I mean, what's the problem? Like the micro fad diet thing, really, I get it. Most people are trying to help, but then here's where you can tell where they get caught up in it, is when it turns into a business practice, a business model. Then they go from wanting to help because it's actually the right thing to do, to wanting to make, well, I love doing it, I love helping, is to making money off of it. And then that money clouds their judgment and their vision of what actually is the truth. And the truth is, whatever their diet, their fad diet is, will be a fly-by-night. I guarantee in 2 years, that shit ain't gonna hold up. That shit's not gonna matter. I gotta move because I definitely cannot see what you guys are talking about here. Yeah. Okay, oops. Let's see. Let's run back to my crib. Come join me for this walk, won't you? I'm gonna continue. I'll look at what you said in a second, but let me make this easier. Oh yeah. Let me scroll through what you said. Griff, the truther movement, much of it is psyop. That's definitely sure. Yeah, the squirrels. Yeah, Griff. Yeah, we're getting the meal thing and the diet thing a little further. I mean, diet is everything you consume. Nutrition is not just what you put in your mouth, right? So like people that don't get the part where if you get enough sunshine, you're getting nutrition. If you get the correct lights around you, you're getting nutrition. If you get the right music around you, tell me you don't feel better after listening to good music. So what do you think that's doing to you on a cellular level? Now, as far as what do people think they really need to consume, in the sense of, hopefully you can still hear me here. So what do you really need to consume in the sense of physical object? It's not really too much. In reality, about zero, about nothing. Just about nothing. But for the sake of living in this weird world where people think we need physical substance to survive, because they assume if your body is physical, that you're made of physical things, which couldn't be farther from the truth. But explaining that to someone is, that's a tough one. So I guess if you start as what is nutrition? Nutrition is the thing in the sky. So you got to base point these things out for people. Here's a base point of reality. These trees right here, these trees you're walking by, these flowers, what are they made of? Start with what are they made of? Don't tell me what's in them. Don't explain to me there's vitamin A and there's this and that. No, this tree that's sitting here That tree, it doesn't eat the soil. It's not eating it. So the soil is not in that tree. So where did that monstrosity come from? From what? Where do these flowers? Why does it choose to grow that way? What is it eating? It's eating the sunshine. it's most explicitly and simply reformed atomic structure. So it's water in that tree. And where does the density come from? Where does the weight of that tree come from? How much do you think this tree weighs? Walk by her. How many tons in this tree? Yet it can be easily proven it's not eating the dirt. The dirt's not in there. What did it eat? Where did it get its weight from? It is a giant physical monstrosity. What do you think? You think rhinoceroses and elephants? What? I mean, yes, they're eating vegetation, but for a different reason than you might suppose. But let's just consider how big they are and how thick their skin is, and these cows and whatever. Where do you think? How do they grow that big? For everybody that thinks they need meat, I can point to those animals and say, you know what an ox is, you know what a steed is, you know what a horse is, you know what a cow is, you know what an elephant is, do you know what a rhinoceros is? Okay, explain to me the percentage of their diet that comes from meat. So for everybody that eats meat, you can shut your stupid face because you don't know shit. And now somebody else, I can find giant animals that eat only meat. And then for everybody, just so I can balance this out for people, if you think everyone needs to be a vegetarian, you don't know shit. Could I change their diets? Could I change the elephant's diet to eating raw meat? Could I change that? Could I change that lion's diet from what they're eating? Oh, we got a whole thing here. Could I change that lion's diet to just quinoa? And I don't know. Maybe. We're still looking at these trees, though. I've got to throw that little extra part in there about these other animals. People are like, well, an animal isn't a human, and a human isn't a monkey, and a monkey isn't a... No, I can shut the fuck up. You're missing it. What are these trees made of? I'm going to keep saying this. Do it again and again. Explain to me. So, okay, so now when I ask you that, I have to ask you, what is your body made of? So if the tree that we're getting fruit from, if we're using a tree that you can't explain to me where the fruit comes from, or why the fruit expresses itself as it does on the tree. We know there's liquid water in there, so we got that. But the rest of it is what? Crystallized sunshine? So what is your body? That's taking fruit from a tree as a form, as a sense of nutrition, but we've already expressed that we don't really know. What's up, Broski? What's up, man? So we've already expressed that we don't know really completely where the tree comes from. We could kind of evaluate and say that the fruit that we're eating is crystallized sunshine and water. Well, then what is your body? Where'd your body come from? Sure it's not crystalline sunshine and water? I mean, your bones are already... You're told your bones are what? What are they made of? Your skeletal system comes out as your teeth, and it's piezoelectric, and it's a... What is the construct of your bone? What is water? When we simplify this, the idea of nutrition means nut, sunlight, lux and nux, sunlight. That's about it. sunlight and spirit. So breathing to compress energy. That's how things work. Things function. When you lift a weight, it's compression of energy within your system because of your lungs. When you use an air compressor, you can make a lot of things happen. When you compress parts in an engine, compression. Okay, I'm gonna run in this building and do a couple things, but I'll be back. I'll be back out to chat with you guys in a little bit. It's good to talk to everybody. And yeah, I'll see you guys in give me like half an hour, 45. Peace out.